All right, guys, we're going to start this morning with our arts and letters lesson, okay? Which we know is all reading and comprehension, okay? We're going to start with our story this morning, Feathers. Everybody look at the book. Look at the cover. What do we notice and wonder about this book, Feathers? With raising your hand, what do we notice and wonder? Genuine?
I wonder that that they can transform into stuff.
Okay, like what the feathers can do, okay. Caitlin?
Wonder what that feathers.
What this first one is?
Yes.
Yes, okay. All right. Lennon?
What feathers go to which bird?
What feathers go to which birds? Love it. Good. Vinny?
I wonder what feather is that one that
This
right
one?
there. No, goes that one.
That one? Yeah, because it's nice and colorful. Good. Layla?
I wonder why that big one is so like grassy.
Yes, why that one looks, yeah, it's so spread out. Good. Zane, did you have your hand up? No? Yes? Yep, go ahead. What do you notice? What do you notice when you look at the cover? What's the first thing you think about when you look at the cover of the book? What comes to mind? You want me to come back to you? Okay. Naiva?
I wonder why they look like that.
Why they look like that? It's very interesting because when we look at the cover, we just think about all the feathers we see, about the different feathers, the colors, maybe what feather goes with what bird. Now, when we look here, we see our title, Feathers, not just for flying. Melissa Stewart. That tells us, with her name on the front, that she did what to the story?
She illustrated it.
Well, hang on, not quite. She did what? Wrote the what?
Wrote the picture.
Wrote the words, so she is the author. Then we have illustrated by Sarah Brandon. Means she did what to the book?
Wrote the picture.
Drew the pictures. Good. Remember, the author wrote the words. The illustrator drew the pictures. All right. Let's read and see. Okay? All right. And then we will discuss more. Sitting up nice and tall. Eyes on Miss Kirk. Birds and feathers go together, like trees and leaves, like stars in the sky. All birds have feathers, but no other animals do. Most birds have thousands of feathers, but those feathers aren't all the same. That's because feathers have so many different jobs to do. Feathers can warm like a blanket. So they keep them what?
Warm.
Good. Or cushioned like a pillow, meaning they are what?
They're small.
Soft, right? They are soft. Feathers can shade out sun like an umbrella. Shade them from the what?
Rain.
Okay?
Sun.
Rain or sun, the sun. I want you to think about all these different things the feathers do for the birds. So when you think about your writing that we're going to do. Or protect skin like sunscreen. Here again, protecting them from the what?
Sun.
Good job. Feathers can soak up water like a sponge. Or clean up messes like a scrub brush. So a sponge, remember a sponge does what? Absorbs the water. So feathers can do the same thing. It can hold water. Feathers can distract attackers like a bullfighter's cape. Or hide a bird from predators like camouflage clothing. So it helps protect them from what, guys?
The wild.
And the predators, right? Helps protect them. They can blend in with their surroundings. Feathers can make high-pitched sounds like a whistle. And we can hear that when they're doing what?
Flapping.
Flapping or what through the air? Flying. Good job. Or attract attention like fancy jewelry. That was the feather that Layla was pointing out. Look at this one. On a what? Do we know what bird that is?
A peacock.
Peacock. And they're so pretty in their feathers.
I love that one.
Yes, that
I've
one's
seen a
really
peacock
pretty.
at the zoo before.
Feathers can dig holes like a backhoe or carry building supplies like a forklift. So they can use them to dig holes and to carry things. Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
This goes back to you can use feathers to do so many different things. The birds can use them in many ways. Feathers can help birds float like a life jacket. So they float right on the top of the what?
Water.
Water.
Since I can't swim, I use a life jacket to float up.
Or plunge downward like a fishing sinker. So they can dive right in the water, right? And swim down.
That's good.
Bubble. Keep it in. Feathers can glide like a sled. So they can slide, a lot of them slide on their what? In the snow. On their belly. Or sprint across the snow like snowshoes.
Whoa.
They can walk right on through the snow. But most of all, feathers can give birds the lift they need to race across the sky. So the main thing we think about when we think about feathers and birds is the feathers help the birds what?
Fly.
Fly. Good job. Here we have all kinds of feathers. Many scientists study birds and they are learning new information every day. Right now, not all scientists agree about the best way to classify types of feathers. Here's one system that scientists use. So we have these feathers here, the tiny feathers are attached to the nerves. They help the bird sense its surroundings and let the bird know that its feathers are in place. Pretty cool, right? So the bird knows, right, that they're in place. These stiff feathers here around a bird's eye act like eyelashes. Some birds use bristle feathers around their mouths to locate food. So it helps them around their mouth find their food. Then we have the soft, fluffy down feathers that keep the bird warm by trapping the body heat next to its skin. So these big fluffy ones here help keep them warm. Then here we have the semi-plume feathers work with down feathers to also help the birds stay warm. Caitlin, they help them stay warm and dry. Then we have these contoured feathers that cover most of the bird's body. They give the bird its shape and colors, which is really cool, right? That the feathers actually give them that shape and color. Then we have the flight feathers on a bird's wing that lifts it up, moves forward. Those flight feathers on the tail help a bird steer and keep its balance. And that helps them what in the air? Helps them fly. Excellent. Very good job. We will come back to our author's note, okay? But keep in mind, feathers aren't just for flying. So we think of birds, we always think of their feathers, that's how they fly. That's what always comes to mind, right? But now we know that feathers can do so many different things for birds, right? Other than to fly. All right, I want you to turn around quietly and face the board so we can continue our discussion. We're going to look at our vocabulary, continue our discussion, and then we will go into our writing, okay?
Are we doing RGR?
No ma'am, not today. Bubbles in, face the board. So we talked about what we notice and wonder about the book Feathers before we even read it. Now, let's look at the board and our vocabulary. Eyes here, please. Eyes up here. Before we go into our vocabulary, let's talk about our question, our essential question for this lesson. What do people learn by studying animals? We've talked about the essential question many times because this whole module will be around What do people learn by studying animals? So we talked about all the books will be about what?
Animal.
Animals. Because in this module, we're learning about studying animals. Okay? Repeat after me. What do people learn by studying animals?
What do people learn by studying animals?
Excellent. Now let's look on down at our vocabulary. This is some new vocabulary for this book. Eyes on me, please. Here we have pray. Everybody say pray.
Pray.
Pray. Can anybody tell me what pray means with raising your hand? Layla?
Another animal that is hunted by another animal for food.
Good. Animal being hunted by another animal for food. And then the prey gets what?
Ate.
Yes, by the other animal. Good. And we have a picture here. What do we see in this picture?
A crocodile.
A crocodile. Looks like he has what in his mouth?
A lizard.
I think it's actually a crab. Can everybody see it? Where do you think he found that at? In the what?
Water.
In the water. Found the crab in the water. Good. Bubbles? Then we're going to move on. We have search. Everybody repeat after me. Search.
Search.
Raising your hand. Who can tell me what does search mean, Isaac?
Looking for something.
To look for something. Excellent. So when we're searching for something, we are looking for something. Good job. Moving on down. We have research. Everybody repeat after me. Research.
Research.
Who can tell me what research means? Genuine?
Like when you find something.
Okay. When you find something. Anybody want to add to that? To finding something? What do we think about when we hear the word research? Benny?
Wait, which one are we on finding?
Baby, research. What do you think about when you see the word research?
I think about like studying something really hard.
Good, yes. So studying something. Good. Finding information about a topic. Collecting information, right? That would be researching, collecting information. Good. Or looking for information about a certain topic. Yes, Zane? Yep, studying animals, because that's what we're doing in this what?
Story.
In this lesson. Good. Good job. All right, excellent. I want everybody to sit up nice and tall. All right? Facing the board. And tell me with a show of hands, raising your hand, what we talked about, what we noticed about the cover before we read the story and what we wondered, okay? What can you now tell me what you noticed about the actual text while I was reading it with your hand? What changed, right? What changed from what we noticed before we read the text to how you feel after I have read the text? What did you now notice in the story? What did you take from the text, from where Miss Kirk read the story? Raising your hand. We know you wondered about the feathers. Everyone noticed them. When you looked at the cover, we saw feathers. So we knew the story was going to be about feathers. We knew that. And then by the pictures, we noticed they're different feathers. So we knew the story was going to be about different feathers. Then adding to that, we knew seeing the feathers that what kind of animal was going to be in the story?
Bird.
Birds, right? Because when we think about an animal with feathers, we think about birds, okay? But what did you now take away from the text? What did you notice now after hearing the story? What did you notice in the text? Who can share with me with raising your hand? What did you take from the text? What did you learn from the text just by me reading it? Benny?
That you can learn that feathers do many different things besides flying.
Excellent. That feathers do many different things. Because we always think about birds and feathers. We think about, yep, they fly, right? That's always what comes to mind, that they're for flying. But then we learn in this story that feathers can be used for many different things for birds. Good job. Layla?
There can be many different birds.
There could be many different types of birds, right? Many different types.
That we
Excellent.
don't know yet.
Good. Naiva.
It can be different feathers.
Different feathers. Yep, different feathers on different birds. Anybody else? Want to share? Anybody else? Okay, freeze. We will continue the discussion.